Good morning, Year 9. Today, looking at our learning intentions, we are going to graph lines with only one intercept, such as lines which are vertical lines and horizontal lines, y equals b, vertical lines x equals a. We're going to identify the x-axis as the line y equals 0 and the y-axis as the line x equals 0. Let's have a look at this, and then the other thing we'll do at the end, which I think I've got up here, we'll have a look at describing the gradients positive, negative, 0 or undefined as well, because I didn't do that when we in the previous lesson that I talked about gradient. So let's go and have a look. For today's date is, or tomorrow, today's date's here. So we're looking at horizontal and vertical lines. Our learning intention says construct tables of values and use coordinates to graph vertical and horizontal lines such as x equals 2, x equals minus 2, y equals 3, and y equals minus 4. That's slightly different from our learning intention I just showed you because I changed the learning intentions after I wrote this. But anyway, lines of the form x equals a. A is a constant like 1, 2, 3, 4. Are vertical lines parallel with the y-axis. The line cuts the axis, that should be cuts the x-axis at the number a. Lines of the form y equals b are horizontal lines parallel with the y-axis. A line cuts the y-axis at the number b. So let's have a look. Construct tables of values and use the coordinates to graph the lines on the same set of axes, y equals 3. So remember, now when we do this, this is a bit different, but before we were just putting down whatever x value we wanted, we can do that again. So I'm choosing x equals 0, x equals 1, x equals 2. This time around from our formula though, we don't have to put anything in apart from y equals 3. So there's our table of values. Finding a table value for the next one, we can do the same thing. Our line is y equals minus 4. Again, we get to choose our x values 0, 1, 2. When we go down to see what our y is, our formula just says they're all equal to minus 4. So there's our table of values for that one. Last but not least, we have got y equals 0. So for y equals 0 again, x, I'm going to choose my value 0, 1, 2. My formula says y is equal to 0, so I'm just going to write down 0 for all of those. So now I've got tables of values for all three of them. I've just got to plot them. So my first one, which I'll just mark yellow here, first one was y equals 3, and I've got the point 0, 1, and 3. So if I go and plot them, x equals 0, y equals 3, x equals 1, y equals 3, x equals 2, y equals 3. And then we can draw our line. We'll go through here. So that's our line y equals 3. If we look at the next one, which we'll do in pink, again, if we look at our table of values, I can see x equals 0, y equals minus 4, plot that, x equals 1, y equals minus 4, x equals 2, y equals minus 4. So my line is zooming through these 3 points, and there it is there. Now my last one I'm going to do is this one here, y equals 0. So again, what I've got my points there. I have point x equals 0, y equals 0. I have point x equals 1, y equals 0, and x equals 2, y equals 0. So we have now, what we have is we have this line through here, which we can also see is our x-axis. So that is showing that learning point. We understand that the line y equals 0 is our x-axis. All right, let's have a look at example 2, where we're looking at construct tables of values for the ones construct tables of values and user coordinates to graph the lines on the same set of axes. Now we've got x equals 2. So this is different to everything else we've looked at because all of our other ones had y as the subject. All of our other lines that we've done in our y equals mx plus b has got y as the subject. It's y equals something x plus b. Here we've got no y's. We've simply got x is equal to, in this case, 2. So when I'm filling in this table of values, I need to just write down x equals 2. And now in this case, I've got nothing to tell me what the y value is. So I get to choose whatever y values I like. And so it, if you like, becomes the independent one. And I'm just going to use 0, 1 and 2 for my y. And if I come across here and I plot, hang on, we'll do the rest of the table of values first. So again, when we get down to this next one, x equals minus 2. So all my x's can be minus 2. Y's, I can choose whatever I want. So I'm just going to keep choosing easy things, 0, 1, 2. And finally, when I've got x equals 0, I fill in 0 for all my x's. There's no rule for the y, so I can choose whatever I want, independent, 0, 1, 2. Now when I plot those, looking at my first one, x equals 2, and I've got y values of 0, 1 and 2. So x equals 2, y equals 0, y equals 1, y equals 2. When I plot that line, I'm going to be plotting something down through here, which gives me a vertical line parallel. My next one, if I'm plotting that, I've got this one here, x equals minus 2, y equals 0, minus 2, 0. I've got minus 2, 1, and minus 2, 2. So when I plot that one, down I come through here. Once again, I've got a vertical line. Finally, have a look at x equals 0. So when we're plotting that one, we have got x equals 0, y equals 0. So that's the origin. And then we've got x equals 0, y equals 1, x equals 0, y equals 2. Our line is vertical coming up here. And again, what we see there is that that is the y-axis. So that tells us that the formula for the y-axis is x equals 0 is our y-axis. So what I wrote down here, I guess, is note for these lines, the x value is fixed and we choose whatever value we like for y. Y is an independent variable for these questions. Okay, so let's have a look. What I just want to do is I just want to emphasize this section here, which is our gradients. So gradient of a horizontal line, y equals b. The gradient m is our rise over our run. Now our rise is 0 because it's horizontal, we don't go up. I'm just left it in English as saying our run because it sort of goes forever. But our gradient of something, if there's 0 on top of a fraction, the answer is 0. The gradient is 0. The gradient of a horizontal line is 0. On the other one, the gradient of a vertical line, x equals a. Again, the gradient's the rise on the run. This time around, the rise just keeps going. But what it is the run is 0. The run is 0. It doesn't go anywhere. And any number divided by 0 is undefined. So the gradient is undefined. The gradient of a vertical line is undefined. So that's our theory for today. Please have a go at these questions I've marked. If you get through that first page, then have a go at the second page. Have a great day. If you've got any questions, send me an email.